Hi, this is Lee Phillips. I want to talk to you for a minute about the question, do I need a will or a living revocable trust? And this is something that I've dealt with for a long time. I've done trusts for years and years, well, more like decades. But I can't answer the question for you. If you have property, real property, bank account, car, brokerage account, then you probably need the living revocable trust. Mom and Dad probably need the living revocable trust. If there really isn't much property, then we don't have to worry about the living revocable trust. Use a will. A young couple who are going to school, they have basically nothing, but they have a kid. The kid needs a guardian appointed in a will, and it's a disaster. I've got other YouTubes on how to appoint guardians, but the guardian has got to be there, and it's named in the will. That guy's named in the will. So even a young couple who doesn't have any assets to speak of, they need the will to protect their children. So they have different functions, the will and the trust. The will names the guardian, names a personal representative, and it can divide up the property, say who gets what, after the person dies. But you got to remember, a will is always going to be probated. The will has no legal teeth to it until it goes through the probate process. On the other hand, the living revocable trust, if you manage it properly, and I've got lots of YouTubes on how to manage a trust or what to do with trusts, if the trust owns the property, then it will not go through the probate process. So if there's property involved, then you probably want the trust because you don't want to have to go through the probate process. And in fact, you're going to say, well, do I have enough money to have the trust? It really isn't a matter of money. My dad the other day came to me, and I've done everything I can for my dad, and he says, look, I figured out I've got this bank account, this credit union account that I set up 45 years ago with Mom. It's got $250 in it. We left enough money in it to keep it open. And I'm going, oh my gosh. It was in his name. I said, Dad, go down, close the account, and get the $250. Get it out of there. Because if he dies, it's going to cost me more than $250 to go get that account. I'll just leave the account. So it really isn't a matter of how much money's in the account. The question is it worth going through the probate process to get it out, or would you rather have it in the living revocable trust and just have it go instantly without any probate process? So, primary question, what do I have? Not how much, but what? And if that what is going to have a probate proceeding, then I probably want the trust. Mom's dying, she's older, the house has been sold, she's living in the rest home, she's got a bank account, the daughter's name's on it as joint tenant. That's a mistake. We talk about that in other YouTubes. But in this case, I'll let you have it, okay? Mom doesn't have anything to probate. She doesn't need a living revocable trust. She may not even need a will in that case. Unless there's something that she needs to send to the kids. And by the way, it's always not the money. It's the dollies and the doilies and the treadle sewing machine. That's where the fight is. And I can get rid of those easier in the trust than I can the will. In most states. Some states have given us permission to make out lists within the will and then append them to the will. Some states haven't. So depends on which state you're in if that's a possibility. But in a trust, I can always list those things out very easily. And we can send them where we want them. So trust or will? I don't know. You're going to have to decide, and it's primarily what's the probate potential of the individual that I'm looking at. This is Lee Phillips trying to answer the question, do I need a will or a living revocable trust?